So where we left off just now, you're earning 2 days, umemaliza 2 gigs, umemaliza.
Nimepiga salo
That's,
so I'm looking at opportunity cost. Am I going to do this radio stuff, or am I going to take these jobs that are paying me so much? Because now I started working for even other agencies. Kinamo Sound, they're calling me for gigs for Safcom, Nini. Strano is calling me for Kenya Live. I'm doing gigs now.
Still at this time in the market, there's no other DNG version.
None.
Yo.
I'm alone, so the demand is pretty high. And I'm pushing the red card as I go.
Yo.
Me, I'm not afraid to negotiate. I love to negotiate. I do it every day.
At this time, have you bought that van?
Not yet. The van came in about 2010.
Okay, and we've not checked into elections right now. That was
Not yet.
Yeah, that's 2020.
TNA 2012.
Yeah, we're to Kombali. Bruh. Okay, so the biggest thing that this KISS experience, and I'm hearing from you that it did to you, was of course the discipline that it taught you, because you've got to be there on time, plan, understand how to. By the way, it even taught you how to MC, because you have to
it taught me how to MC corporate events.
Yes, how to
because corporate events are conversational. Even presenting is conversational. So some things I had to unlearn. Even during the radio training, you have to unlearn that you're not MCing. You're talking to one listener, because in media, when you're talking on radio, for example, you're talking to one listener who's tuned in to his or her radio cassette player, whatever, right? With television, it's the same. You're talking to one person who's switched on this TV set, or is watching on CTA. So I can't MC the way I'm MCing to 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people. It's a different story.
You can't even talk in plurals.
Yeah, so it's like, so how's your day? How you finished today? How was your Mashuja day? Tell me about it. Feel free to call in 07 blah 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 blah. Send me your message. Send me your tweet. Tag me at DNG Kenya, etc. So it's one person. It's a conversation. So I had to learn that and then learn a bit of MCing, and then it opened for me corporate, because now corporate, when you're talking to like managers, you don't want to shout at them unless the end of your part. Where now HR tells you, fungua, chafua this thing. So sometimes corporate events are like award ceremonies, gala dinners.
Yep.
It's a launch of a product. You're talking to like partners. Some are attended by diplomats. Like you can find, like I launched, for example, a residence. It was called the Signature Residence. It was attended by the likes of Kidero and his governor, Turkish ambassador to Kenya, such guys. So you're not shouting at these guys. These are billionaires. You have to talk to them and engage them about this amazing brand new residence that has the following amenities: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's a conversation. So, but I still bring that DNG freshness, but toned down. So I have two brands. I have DNG, the #1 hype man. That is energy and hype for concerts, youth, etc. Then I have DNG, the freshest corporate MC. That is the guy in the suit. So you'll see me in a suit, in a black tie, looking all glamorous. That's DNG, the freshest corporate MC.
Did your dreads get you locked out?
Not really, because my dreads were very neat. I used to do them every 2 weeks at Roots. Big shout out, Steve. and I'd funga them with a band. By the time I'm on stage, it's, hey, who's this fresh, dazzling young man? So even like some of my clients liked that. So when
it made you stand out.
It made me stand out. Because the other corporate MCs that I found were presenters, as I said, radio presenters and TV
they were
presenters.
very proper.
They're very proper. It's not fun. It's not jokes. It's very serious.
Yeah, I get
For
it.
me now, I brought a dynamism that had not been experienced. Like, I got Bob Colimo to lie down with me at, I think KU or J-Quad, and take a selfie on stage. I'd get MDs to dance. I'd step it up and give guys a brand immersion or an experience that they had never seen.
This world opened up after KISS now.
Yeah, after radio. Radio unlocked corporate.
I get it. Actually, what then I'm realizing, your on-ground MCing skills of pushing product is actually probably what made these guys at KISS be like, this guy
can do
sell
it.
product. Because let's be real,
and engage the youth.
is about selling products.
Correct. Advertisements,
It's about
activations.
advertisements and keeping the listener engaged. So how are you able to communicate that product, bring ROI? End of the day, this ROI brought, the client comes back.
And also
the radio makes money.
You're right. And also now, because of being on air pushing product, I learned how to be a better communicator. How to structure. You see, because radio is about structured links.
Very limited time to communicate something.
In fact, we used to argue with one of our bosses who was there at the time, called Pete Sinclair. I think he's still there at Radio Africa. He used to say, your links are too long, DNG. And he's an old white guy, very nice. And I used to tell him, but I have so much to say. He's like, talk less. So those are our debrief meetings. And so
that place was proper training.
Training, yeah. So they'd work on my links so that the links are shorter. They used to say, keep it short and sweet. Keep it short and sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
So I had to also learn how to I don't have to say the whole story of my whole weekend in one.
You don't have to do a CTA.
Yeah. I have the whole 2 hours or 3 hours on Saturdays to spread out my story, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Or just pick the very important bits.
Hey, dude.
Radio is very different.
First and foremost, I'm so jazzed that you never went to school for radio.
That's it.
But you still ended up being on one of the biggest stations in the country.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then now when I left one...
No, when you left KISS.
Sorry, when I left KISS, my story was in the newspaper that week. Pulse, I remember. And then the next week, one called me. I told him, I'm not interested in getting back on radio. And I told him, I'm just not interested. Sorry. They called me again.
And they gave you an offer you couldn't say no.
And I told them, listen, this is Pierre McKenna who called me. Pierre was the head of PR and communication.
Yo.
So Pierre is like, DNG. I told her, listen, Pierre, I've chomoka radio so I can focus on my brand. You know, I want to have some free time to do my thing. We talked and she's like, Pierre was like, DNG, just come and listen. Come, don't commit, come and hear us out.
Dude, you are so good, they wanted you that badly.
Yeah. So I check in, I can't remember who I met. I don't think I met the MD first. I think I met the admin, Susan, Susie Bigger. And I think Ken Sang, who was like the MD's right-hand man, and Pierre. So we spoke candidly. So they asked me why I left, etc. So I told them, listen, man, I left because I want time to do my gigs. My emceeing thing is popping. I'm an agency. I told them everything. I'm in school. Yo, you can't funga me with time. I need freedom. When I have a gig, I'll give you notice this day. Even I'll pre-record. If that's, can we agree on terms? So they were flexible enough to agree on terms, and they were flexible enough to give me even more leave days.
What?
Yeah. So I checked in. So now you see that narrative of guys saying that TJ was fired from KISS. Actually, I resigned and I paid them cash in lieu of notice. I paid
what?
Them. I was the only guy in the history of the company to do that.
What? So you resigned, and of course, because you've not given them the 3 months notice,
I paid my 3 months salary to them.
What?
I wrote them a check.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's what Wakina Kibe were being arrested for. Okay, yeah. No. Theirs wasn't even that.
Their contract
the contract was locked down. Yeah. They were not allowed to work.
They paid cash in lieu. They even gave me a letter of recommendation. Even I did an exit interview with the HR, Madam Catherine, I don't remember the name, or Hanga, something like that. I did. Yani tuachane kwa vizuri. Even later, but as an artist, I went to do interviews. They have gone several. I have no issues. Mainly, I believe where you can salvage a relationship. Because one day you need something, one day you meet. You don't have to work for them again, but it's a small industry. So even small. When the Gazette was writing taka about me, that I was fired, they didn't know the facts. So now I called my show Fired Up. 1FM Fired Up from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. hosted by DNG. That's what I call my show.
Yeah. So
I used the stones guys were throwing at me to build a house.
So they gave you that much leeway and creativity now even to...
Yes, to conceptualize my show content and all that. Because it was a new station, budding.
Was the Chums good?
Chums was good.
Better than where you're coming from.
You see now the dynamics at Kiss were.
Oh, you had many different options.
I had 2 contracts. I was on TV, so collectively, Radio Africa was more.
Yeah.
But on radio, this was good.
Yeah.
I was happy, comfortable, and then the terms for me were everything. I exited Radio Africa because of the terms. You know how clients book.
Yeah.
They call an agency calls you on Saturday Thursday. They're like, yo manze, client may approve budget ya gig sato. Can we do it? So I needed a place where I can explain that to the client. The client understands that I'm not being truant, and that I will manage this space. I will even record a pre-recorded show.
So did you do pre-recorded shows?
Yes, I've done many times, even over holidays. I've done.
Yo. Okay, and that then began your...
Yeah, so now I was able to continue emceeing the way I want, with the freedom, and now still be on radio. Then now when I was called up to do the TNA campaign, I left 1FM. That was 2012, 2013.
Okay, between 2008 and 2000 and... okay, in fact, let's talk about finishing school.
Yeah.
You get, and now the growth of 254 Entertainment, because now it becomes a beast.
Yeah, so I graduated from USIU for my undergrad in 2010, August. By then, I was handling brands like Airtel. Those are some of my most solid clients.
On-ground activations for the youth in Iwewe.
Countrywide. Like, these campaigns were so serious that I deploy several teams at the same time in different parts of Kenya. Like I have a team in Kisumu and another one in Mombasa. So that's when I was buying my activation vans, because that's what I pitched. Initially, when I got those jobs for campus activations, I was leasing from a guy. And then later I realized that I'm spending too much money leasing. So I made the business decision to buy. Because the activations were becoming so many. So if I'm losing per day, I was looking at the math. I'm like, in 20 activations, I bought a car. So I bought my first van. It had my second van. Now I'm deploying countrywide. I'm hiring guys.
Yeah, now you've become
supervisors.
First of all, the zeros have moved from 6 zeros to 7 zeros.
7 zeros.
We're talking Airtel time.
Yeah.
Then now you've got people who now your employees are no longer 2 or 3. Yeah. From
I'm now putting guys on contract now, because now you see I was also very smart where I kept my payroll manageable. Lean. So I only had permanent guys who I really need 24/7 or day to day, 8 to 5. And then the other stuff like brand activators, talent, MCs, Nini, DJs, I'd book, and dancers, I'd book on a need basis, on contract.
The same way they would call you to be an MC.
Exactly. So I realized that's the best way to manage operational costs. So that's what I did. So I've booked guys like in a DNA, Major, Qtasi was one of our MCs, Samora, Sheila Kwambox. Like we've done a lot with different people.
And let me ask, is it wrong for an agency to make a commission off booking an artist?
No, it's a standard practice
so
across the world.
If you booked DNA, you would make a commission off DNA.
Yeah, so it works in different ways depending on your arrangement. Most of the times we bill the client the agency fee. So you have a budget. Let's say your budget is 1 million shillings.
Yep.
And then you bill the client 20% of 1 million shillings. That is 1.2.
Yeah.
So you make your agency fee from there. And then now if you have other moratoriums with other artists, like for separate bookings, the artists who come and tell you, yo, look for me jobo, any jobo you get for me, I break you off 20%. So we'll agree to that.
I get.
So we work in different ways.
But of course, it's not that you can just give him the gig for the sake of giving him the gig.
No, now
he has to work for the client, because at the end of the day.
Yeah. So for me, as an agency owner, we book artists on behalf of clients. So let's say, for example, Airtel want to do a campus run across the country, and they want artists. So I'll propose the kind of artist list, and obviously we'll have a conversation with the client, because even them, they're guys they want to work with as a brand, and then we come to an agreement, and then now we book based on that. So I'm booking an artist for that client for that duration.
Bro, that was a good contract that you got.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were some of the challenges that you faced in this time now? We've talked about the apps, but then I'm sure this is managing people, bruh. I understand
it's not easy. So yeah, obviously there's a turnover challenge, because sometimes you have to let people go because they're not delivering. I've had PAs who sleep in the office, come to the office drunk, come late. I've had all sorts of experiences. I've had people steal from me. Even a guy stole my laptop, one of my office laptops.
Yeah.
So I had to put CCTV. So those are things you learn and you move on with life. I've had guys who smoke weed on the job. Clients complain to me.
Yeah.
Guys go to an activation late. Guys, BAs come late. They don't perform. Sales are low. There are all sorts of challenges. So you have to, as I said earlier, remedial action is king.
Yeah.
You swiftly remodel that team. If I have a supervisor who's not managing properly, tomorrow they'll not be on that project. If I have a brand activator who's not delivering, tomorrow they'll not be on that project.
And you have no qualms with that?
It's in our contract. I tie it down to performance. It's a performance contract, like the government is having today. Yeah, so you have targets, Nini, because even I have to perform. I can lose the entire contract because a BA came late. So it becomes, DNG, you said you're bringing 4 BAs in this club, you brought 3. So it's like I'm trying to kula chums. No. My reputation precedes me. Out of all my challenges, I don't have integrity as a challenge. I've worked for people who used to steal other people's reports and say they activated and didn't activate. I'll not name names, but I've seen that happen. And you lie to a client and you go and present a report from another agency.
Oh, you say, for example, we're in Kisumu this week,
and you didn't deploy a team.
Ulikula tu.
Yes, ulikula doyote. Like what is happening in our economy today.
Yeah.
Kuna ukora mingi sana. But the reason I've been able to sustain in business since 2008 and as an entertainer since 2016 is integrity, Esther. And that's so important for any business owner or entertainer or anybody. Be your word. Like if you commit, I'd rather call you as a client and say, I'm facing a certain challenge. And I explain and we rearrange the agreement. Rather than I cheat my client and I lie to their faces and they find out. They'll blacklist me and I'll never work for them again. You see, sometimes because of you've done such amazing work in the past, jobs follow you, Esther. Clients just call you. Someone is like, DNG, nataka unidesignie kitu fulani. So, DNG, we're looking for a presenter for this show. Are you interested? Yes. DNG, I have a gig. Are you available? Yes.
Sometimes you stop looking. You become the magnet.
Sometimes, yes. So it's like a bicycle. You have to pedal, but sometimes you ride on your own traction. Sometimes you find a downhill pale ni mteremko sasa. Do ina come tu.
Sometimes kuna kamlima huko.
Saa zingine ni mlima, saa zingine bike iko na puncture. Chain imekatika. Ball bearings.
Okay, let's go into this TNA.
Yeah.
If that's where the story goes, because I don't want to miss out anything in this 2008 period to 2012.
So now, from radio, I got a call to do TNA.
First of all, are you the only director of your company right now?
We're 2.
You and?
My mom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 2 of us.
So, was she an investor?
Yes, she was.
She was, huh?
Yeah, even the business spaces, she owns it.
Oh, yes, it's true.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're partners.
Nice.
But though she's a silent partner, she not very much interested in
the
entertainment. And
so do you give her my dividends and
when she allows me to.
Okay.
Or when she allows me to do something for her. My mother
she wants to see you succeed.
Yeah, my mother has been on her own for a very long time. And as such, my mother is self-sufficient. I've never met a woman who doesn't ask for anything. She's so... she caters for herself. She doesn't ask for help, even when she needs it. I'm not those parents who... I don't have those parents, that parent who bogs me down with black tax. You know black tax? Black tax is where lazima ukuwe unarudisha kitu. Not because I'm not willing or I'm not able to. I am. So, but just because she's able to do it on her own, and she takes joy and pride in doing it on her own. She's always been that kind of person. a real hustler. And perhaps that's where I get my entrepreneurship and business spirit from. That grit you asked about earlier, I get it from her because she has had to suffer and had to struggle to give me the best of lives, even when it's hard on her. And she's done it without ever complaining.
Yeah.
And so it's beautiful. So sometimes I do stuff and we concern even about money. She doesn't want to be sideward. Some things I do it without her even knowing. And I tell her about that. So I have that kind of relationship, which is perhaps peculiar, but it's how we are.
Okay. Let's can we touch into this TNA story?
Sure.
Okay.